Greg will have the call on CBS with Ian Eagle, and I'll be doing Jets Game Day with Larry Hardesty. So, Greg, before we get into the Jets and Eagles, your thoughts on Tom Brady not serving a 4-game suspension?
There's a lot of thoughts, running around there. Without trying to look like you're taking sides, let me just say this, is that the decision certainly wasn't about whether Tom Brady cheated or is guilty of anything. That's not what the decision was based on. The decision certainly was based on procedural, nonsensical, lawyers get involved, that's what happens. So anything at that point can happen when attorneys are involved, and then you get a judge in there that I sometimes, you know what, you've got to smell the food to understand what it tastes like. And a lot of times judges that are supposed to be impartial don't really understand the smell of the food. That's all I'm saying.
But
keeps talking about food.
The Wells report is also kind of on the outside looking at it. So it wasn't about – I understand what you're saying is the deflation of the balls. What does it mean? Let's keep it between the lines. Roger Goodell's handling of it after the fact. Can't somebody outside arbitrarily look and say the way he treated Tom Brady was unfair?
Who says it's unfair? You said you think it's unfair the way he treated Tom Brady?
Well, the judge. That's what the judge.
But the judge is looking at the Wells report and saying that he likely knew or had to possibly be aware. It wasn't like he was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. It was, hey, we believe he had to know. Well, is that enough to suspend a quarterback for a quarter of the season when the Wells report never really definitively said how much he knew?
There's not a case that is tried in a court of law, criminal or otherwise, where circumstantial evidence is what the guy goes to jail with or doesn't go to jail with. Very, very rarely do you have a picture of Bill Daughtry with his hand in the cookie jar.
Make me a recidivist.
Well, because I know you like cookies.
I'm hungry.
That's all I'm saying. But the answer is that so all of that stuff becomes nonsensical to me because, you know what, there's a time and place for procedural actions by judges and lawyers and all that stuff, but I don't think this was it. There was no question the footballs in New England were deflated. There is no question. Any quarterback.
You got any of those footballs?
Any quarterback. I'm going to tell you a story later on. But any quarterback knows that ball has less air than that ball. From the time immemorial when they were playing to Kenny O'Brien to Steve Grogan to any second-team quarterback that's throwing the ball before a game goes, geez, that's a little soft. No one says anything. So you tell me. I'm just saying is that everybody knew there were softballs there, especially the quarterback for the New England Patriots.
So here's the thing that Don and I have been kicking around.
And I love Brady because if he were my quarterback, I'd have loved the fact that he did that.
Absolutely. Whatever you want with the football. So here's the thing. The NFL season opens on Thursday. There are games tonight. Then we get going we fire it up big time on Sunday. What happens if there's a questionable player infraction of some rules on or off the field with this edict now by Judge Berman? This kind of throws all the disciplinary stuff pretty much out the window, doesn't it?
Well, again, here it is that we're not attorneys, so we don't know the legalese and the mumbo-jumbo that they parse when they get into reading case law and a precedent that was set one way or another. All I know is that Roger Goodell had the right through the CBA to do what he did. Now, someone doesn't like what he did. The CBA said, okay, he can do that. He's the arbitrary guy.
Was the judge right, though, that he didn't say he abused his power, but he said he just went and just pulled some industrial whatever strength power and just threw it around?
I think Roger Goodell's the commissioner of the league, and he's trying to do what's best for the league. I don't think Roger Goodell is trying to do what's worst for the league. I don't picture that in Roger Goodell at all. It may not be what's good for Tom Brady or the New England Patriots, but what is good for the league, I think that's what he was trying to do. And all the things that he's done, he's been trying to do what's best for the league. Sometimes it doesn't work out like that because everybody like us in the media are going to sit there and parse every little thing that happened and who's the good guy and who's the bad guy, which is, that's a little nefarious.
Like that cold weather Super Bowl. Missed it by that much.
Well,
so what do you got tonight Jets, Eagles. Give me something to look at.
You excited about the end of the preseason? Are you excited
He
about
loves
this?
There's not a football game I'm not excited about. I don't know how you cannot be excited about a football game. I'm not a fan. Understand that. I enjoy football like crazy.
He does.
Don's a fan. Don is a staunch fan that because he believes you can't root for the Giants if you're a Jets fan, and you can't root for the Jets if you're a Giants fan.
Which I think is nonsense, but
I'm just saying. So I don't fit into that fan part that Don is, and there's plenty of people. Yeah, I love the game.
Were you excited about that sixth game as a player when you guys had to play sixth in the preseason?
I was excited about it my rookie year when it was about me making the team. Right. I wanted as many chances as I could.
Yeah, I get that.
After that year, forget about it.
Became a fan.
I want to sit on that helmet.
And honestly, you would have loved a fifth or sixth preseason game in '85 to convince Joe Walton you belonged on the team.
No, there was no convincing him.
Really?
That had nothing to do with ability. He
was building that legacy for Robert Morris. What are you looking for in tonight's game? Who do you think still has a chance to make this team that might be on that big Todd Bowles bubble?
See, here's what I think. I don't think there's a big Todd Bowles bubble. I think Todd Bowles already knows the team he wants. There may be one or two guys that are going to – I mean, you really have to surprise somebody in this game to go, oh, who was that? And even at that point, it becomes a numbers game of, well, I can't keep him. Maybe I can slide him through. We'll cut him and bring him back, and you don't get him back. You got a problem.